There is a moment in every hard thing where your mind starts negotiating. Not at the beginning. The beginning is easy to romanticize. You have energy. You have a reason. You can picture the better version of yourself waiting on the other side. The negotiation starts later. It starts when your legs burn on the last hill. When the page is still blank after 20 minutes. When the room is quiet and nobody is clapping. When the old habit calls your name and the new habit feels boring. When progress is too small to impress anyone, but difficult enough to demand something from you. That is the moment that matters. Not because you have to be perfect, not because you have to crush every day, but because that tiny moment is where self-respect is built. You do not build it by saying impressive things. You build it by staying with the work for one more honest effort. Finish the rep. That does not only mean lifting a weight in a gym. A rep is any small act that trains who you are becoming. Sending the email you avoided is a rep. Reading 10 more pages is a rep. Walking instead of scrolling is a rep. Taking a breath before reacting is a rep. Cleaning the space you keep promising to clean is a rep. Showing up to practice when your mood did not show up with you is a rep. Life is not changed only by dramatic decisions. It is shaped by completed repetitions. Most people quit emotionally before they quit physically. They are still in the room, still holding the pen, still wearing the shoes, still staring at the task, but inside, they have already left. They start looking for a reason to stop. They call it timing, they call it tired, they call it not feeling right. Sometimes rest is necessary. Sometimes changing the plan is wise. But be honest with yourself. There is a difference between respecting your limits and escaping your growth. You know the difference. One feels like wisdom. The other feels like a quiet betrayal. When you finish the rep, you teach your mind a powerful lesson. Discomfort is not an emergency. Effort is not a threat. Boredom is not a stop sign. Doubt is not a command. You can feel resistance and still move with intention. That is mental strength in practical form. It is not being loud. It is not acting fearless. It is not pretending that everything is easy. It is the ability to stay connected to your choice after the excitement fades. Think about the people you admire, not the filtered version, not the highlight, not the final result. Think about the unseen hours, the missed shortcuts, the ordinary Tuesday when they did the work anyway. Their confidence did not appear out of nowhere. It came from evidence. They saw themselves continue. They watched themselves recover. They learned, rep by rep, that they could be trusted. Confidence grows when your actions stop arguing with your intentions. If you keep telling yourself you want strength, but you run from every hard step, your mind notices. If you keep saying you want focus, but you feed every distraction, your mind notices. If you keep promising change, then abandon the first uncomfortable repetition, your mind notices. But the opposite is also true. When you choose the harder good, your mind notices. When you complete the small task, your mind notices. When you come back after a bad day without turning it into a bad identity, your mind notices. And slowly, a new message forms inside you. I am someone who follows through. That message is worth more than motivation. Motivation is a spark. Follow through is a fire that can be protected, fed, and carried through weather. So make the reps smaller if you need to. Do not make your standards impossible just so you can feel inspired for one day and defeated for 6. If the workout is too much, do the first set with care. If the project is too large, work for 20 focused minutes. If the room is a disaster, clear one surface. If your confidence is low, keep one promise before sunset. Small does not mean weak. Small is how strong things begin. A brick is small. A step is small. A single note is small. A seed is small. But repeated with direction, small becomes structure, distance, music, and harvest. The goal is not to punish yourself into discipline. The goal is to become the kind of person who no longer needs chaos to take action. You do not need to hate your current life to improve it. You do not need to be angry at yourself to grow. You can move from respect. You can train because your body deserves care. You can study because your future deserves preparation. You can save your attention because your mind deserves peace. You can choose better because your life is worth guiding. That is healthy ambition. Not chasing worth. Building capacity. There will be days when you miss. There will be days when the rep is ugly. There will be days when you do less than you planned. Do not turn that into a story that you are failing. Recovery is also a skill. Resetting is also a rep. If you drop the weight, pick it up safely. If you lose the rhythm, find the next beat. If you waste the morning, do not donate the afternoon to guilt. Come back. Do the next clean action. Let your comeback be simple, not dramatic. This is how resilience becomes real. Not by avoiding the fall, but by reducing the time between falling and returning. Today, you do not need to solve your whole life. You do not need to become a completely different person by midnight. You need one honest repetition that matches the direction you claim to want. One focused block. One difficult conversation handled with maturity. One workout completed with patience. One meal chosen with care. One page written. One bill organized. One apology made. One boundary kept. One distraction refused. One more attempt. And when the voice says, "This does not matter," answer with action. Because it does matter. Not because one rep changes everything instantly, but because one rep proves you are still participating in your own growth. One rep interrupts the pattern. One rep creates evidence. One rep makes the next rep more likely. Do not wait until you feel unstoppable. Start while you feel human. Start with the nerves, the fatigue, the uncertainty, the imperfect plan. Bring all of it with you, and still complete the next piece. You are not behind because it is hard. You are training. You are not weak because you feel resistance. You are meeting resistance. You are not finished because you stumbled. You are being asked to return. So take the pressure off the whole mountain and put your attention on the stone under your foot. Take the pressure off the whole transformation and put your attention on the next repetition. Breathe, choose, move, finish what is in front of you with as much honesty as you can bring today. Let that be enough to begin. Let that be the proof. Let that be the standard you carry into tomorrow. When the moment gets heavy, do not disappear from yourself. Finish the rep.